Lightsabers, probably the most recognizable fictional weapons in history of cinematography. It doesn't matter if you are a Star Wars fan or not, you have definitely seen this legendary beam of light. But do you know how lightsabers work? What do their colors mean? And what types of lightsabers do we know? Well, listen closely because this is everything you have to know about lightsabers. We'll start with the first thing you notice when someone ignites his lightsaber, and that's its color. You see, in Star Wars, we know 8 different colors of a lightsaber blade, and every single one of them has its own meaning. And we'll start with the most common one, and that's blue. This color is used by Jedi all across the galaxy, and it's mostly associated with warrior Jedi. This color is reserved for those who use the Force practically. They are skilled in lightsaber combat and overall treat the Force as a tool. The perfect example is Anakin Skywalker. Next one is green. It's used by the other half of Jedi who are wiser and closer to the Force. Green lightsaber users are very spiritual and use deep meditation to improve and strengthen their connection to the Force. The best example for a green lightsaber user is Master Yoda. Next we have red, the iconic color of the Sith. These were made by dark side users who wanted to differ from their opponents. Interesting thing about the Sith lightsabers is that there are no naturally colored kyber crystals. We'll talk about those later, but basically those are sources of energy for lightsabers. You see, to create a red lightsaber, you have to take a standard kyber crystal and during a Sith ritual, make it bleed. That's the name of the process when a dark side user corrupts his kyber crystal and drags it to the dark side. Then there are lightsabers that are purple. This whole idea was created when the actor Samuel L. Jackson asked George Lucas for a lightsaber in a different color because he was afraid that his character would blend in the Jedi crowd during the Geonosis scene. There is no canonic explanation of purple lightsabers, but most Star Wars fans assume it symbolizes balance between light and the dark side of the Force. The only canonic wielder is Mace Windu. Next comes white. White color of a kyber crystal is obtainable by purifying a corrupted red crystal and bringing it back to the light side. It symbolizes purity and loyalty to the light side. We can see this in Ahsoka Tano's white dual blades. Then we have yellow. These were mainly used by guards of the Jedi Temple. They symbolize protection, vigilance, and neutrality. Next, we have orange. We know that this color is extremely rare, having only about 10 of them in the entire galaxy. But not everything rare is always good, because we know that blades of orange kyber crystals are much weaker than other ones, often called the Fool's Kyber. We see this color in the Ahsoka series when it's wielded by Baylan Skoll and his apprentice. And last but not least, we have the Darksaber. This legendary weapon was created by the first Mandalorian Jedi called Tar Vizsla, and it's only one of its kind in the entire galaxy. There is a tradition among Mandalorians that whoever wields the Darksaber shall rule the planet Mandalore. Practically anyone can challenge the current wielder, and whoever defeats him becomes the new wielder. That makes the Darksaber a weapon, ancient artifact, and a coronation jewel in one. Now let's look at how lightsabers work. As I said earlier, every lightsaber is powered by a kyber crystal. They are obtainable in the freezing world of Ilum, where Force users are called by the crystals through the Force. Every crystal is actually colorless until a Force user finds it. Then it gets its color based on the user's personality and connection to the Force. When the wielder finally has his own kyber crystal, here comes the fun part: constructing. You see, in Star Wars we have lots of different types of lightsabers. Every lightsaber user has his own fighting style, and it makes sense that some of them will adapt their lightsaber for better performance. I just want to tell you that there are over 20 different types of lightsabers, and it's all enough material for a separate video, and I will mention only the most important ones. Starting off with standard lightsaber, this is just the most common lightsaber type you can find. It's the original design and the basic type. That means all the other types are just modifications to this one. The double-bladed lightsaber, this is where it starts to get interesting. Double-bladed lightsabers contain 2 kyber crystals. It's basically 2 lightsabers attached at the end. They are primarily used when fighting against 2 opponents. Double blade combat is mostly based on spinning and fast movement. The most recognizable double blade wielder is Darth Maul, a curved hilt lightsaber. This lightsaber was used by Count Dooku. It was designed in this shape because the actor Christopher Lee was a very skilled swordsman, and his off-camera techniques contained sword hilt curvature. This lightsaber is very stylish and elegant. It just has something about it that makes you respect it. A crossguard lightsaber. We saw this bad boy in the hands of Kylo Ren. This lightsaber was designed to not explode. Now you probably think, what? Isn't every lightsaber supposed to not explode? Yes, but this is something different. You see, during the bleeding ritual, Kylo Ren's Kyber crystal cracked. That means if he put it in a regular lightsaber, it would dangerously overheat. Those two short beams aren't for design. They literally prevent the whole thing from exploding by redirecting the energy to the sides. You can see this by the blade being shaky and unstable compared with other lightsabers. And last but not least, we have a Shoto lightsaber. This one is usually used as an offhand weapon, and it's characteristic by being much shorter than a regular lightsaber. Although it was usually used as a secondary weapon, many short fighters like Master Yoda used it normally because standard lightsabers would be too long and heavy for them. And that's everything for today. I hope you enjoyed the video and learned something new. If you would like to see more Star Wars content, hit that like button and subscribe. You will help me more than you think. See you next time, and may the Force be with you.